The iPhone is better. No, the Android is better. No, my iPhone is better. Is this ever gonna end? Let's find out which one is better in this episode in Android versus iOS. Let's go. So what is up, guys? Nick here from Everything Tech, helping to master your technology, and welcome to the first ever episode of Android versus iOS. In this video, I am going to list reasons why Android is better than iOS and why iOS is better than Android. And at the end of this video, you should kind of have a decision to which one you think is better, and comment down below your reasons why as well. So let's begin with the first one, why I think Android is better than Apple, and that is the freedom to choose your phone's hardware. You have plenty of options. Options like the Samsung Galaxy S7, which is probably the closest thing you're going to get to an Apple phone on the Android side of things. They're pretty much neck and neck in terms of competition, and you also have lower price point Android phones such as the Xiaomi. So there's pretty much a Android phone for anyone's price point, and if you're the type of person who likes functionality, you can get something like an LG G5, a G4, any of these older phones, as well as newer phones that have expandable storage as well as battery. There's just so many options within the Android landscape that there's really a phone for everyone. Now on the Apple iOS side of things, you do have plenty of hardware options as well, such as the iPhone 7 Plus, the iPhone 6 Plus, the iPhone 6s Plus, as well as smaller, faster options like the iPhone SE. So you do have plenty of size options here for iOS, but the difference between iOS, even the iPhone 6 and 7, is that iOS is pretty much the same. They're just different sizes on the phone, whereas Android has different skins. Another win that I cannot forget about, and I think the #1 win that everyone will continue to say until Apple changes their customization factor of their iPhone, is the customization on Android, the theming engines, the way you can just make it totally yours. So you can really get customizable here with your Android phones. You have theming engines on Samsung phones, as well as on stock Android. You have launchers in all Android phones. We can really customize it to your heart's content. So customization and theming is a huge reason why Android might be the better operating system than iOS. So what I think is an advantage for the iOS operating system is Apple's polish to their operating system and their optimization. It just runs pretty smooth, buttery smooth for Apple's iOS. So just taking a close look, you can see everything is very neat, very clean, and white theming throughout the iOS ecosystem just makes it look very clean and very polished, and it does work very smooth, and everything just looks consistent and in sync. And this is why I think iOS might have an advantage over Android. Another win for the Apple iPhone and iOS is going to be software updates, critical software updates that are continuously released year by year. And actually every few months pretty much, Apple pretty much pushes out a software update, which we do cover here all the time on the channel. But software updates is a win for iOS. You're basically virtually guaranteed software updates if you buy an iPhone for at least 4 to 5 years on your iPhone. A win for Android, in my opinion, has got to be the high resolution screens. I mean, there's tons of Androids out there with Super AMOLED high resolution screens, as well as LCD high resolution screens like the ones you can find on phones like the LG V20, the Samsung Galaxy S7 Edge, as well as other phone manufacturers, maybe HTC 10, as well as OnePlus 3T, all have fantastic screens, high resolution screens that you don't find on the entire iPhone lineup. A huge one for Android has got to be, Android has cheaper prices. They have a higher value proposition when you buy an Android phone. You do get a lot of value out of that purchase that you're buying. I mean, you're getting a smartphone with much capabilities, and a lot of times you could find 5.5-inch Android devices at under $100 these days. So you got basically a tablet in your pocket at under $100. Yes, it might not be the fastest thing in the world, but what you can do with that thing is incredible, even at its cheaper price point. You just got to know how to use it. If you use a pen, if you got a pen, for example, it's a tool. If you don't use it, the pen sucks. But if you use the pen like it's meant to be used, you write a lot, the pen becomes very valuable. Same with an Android phone. So value proposition at the lower price point for Androids is a win. Another critical win for the Android operating system has got to be that file system. Android has a dedicated file system, meaning that it's just like what you find on PCs, computers, a full-on file system. And this is great for those of you who like to transfer files a lot, you're a creative person, you really just need to have everything nice and neatly organized, and you just want to really manage your system. This can be really great for you with Android's file system. Apple does not have a similar file system at all to Android, so that's a win for Android. So Apple does have a win here with the iOS system in terms of security. Apple's security is on point in terms of safety and reliability on the phone as well. So they got the Find My iPhone feature, they got the fingerprint biometric security scanner on all iPhones, pretty much the later iPhones now, and very good encryption on the iPhone as well. So iPhone is super secure. iOS in general, we're talking about iOS here, is a very secure operating system, and there's always bug and security fixes immediately once Apple discovers them. So this is a great feature to have when you're going into the iOS operating system. Apple's iOS operating system takes another win in terms of, getting applications quicker to the operating system. Developers tend to favor the iOS operating system in terms of which applications they're going to bring first to which platform. They tend to go straight to the Apple ecosystem. Now, that's changing a little bit. Some developers tend to prefer Android these days, but iOS is still the go-to platform to get the apps first and probably more polished behind those applications just because of the user base on the Apple ecosystem. So iOS wins in terms of applications, getting them first, and higher quality apps, in my personal experience and opinion. iOS is also going to win in terms of its user friendliness. I mean, pretty much anybody can go ahead and grab an iPhone, an iOS device, and use it right away. It's not a device that's going to take a lot of getting used to. You can just pull it out and pretty much, just use it. It's a pretty easy operating system to use. Another win for Apple's iOS operating system is that you can run Google apps and iOS apps, Apple-based apps. So you basically get the best of both worlds on the iPhone. You can run pretty much all the Google apps that you can pretty much get on Android, and that was a long time thing that Android users had against iOS users, is that we got better Google apps, but now pretty much the Google apps on iPhone are actually better than the Google apps on Android, which is kind of ironic and a coincidence, but Google knows Apple has a huge user base, so why would they keep their services off that platform? Think about it. So that pretty much wraps this up of Android versus iOS. This is a very, controversial topic. It has been for the longest time. And, I don't really like this whole battling each other over a phone. I mean, they're just phones. They're meant to connect each other. I don't like the whole separation thing. That's why I cover both on the channel. I mean, it's just another way to divide people, and I don't think that's right. But hey, that's just me. I think we should all just connect. We should all just love what we love. And if somebody likes, Android, for example, cool. I'm not gonna not like you because you don't like iOS or something. For me personally, they're equal in my opinion. The only reason I use Apple's iOS a little bit more is because of iMessage. If it wasn't for iMessage, I would be on Android more because I like high-res screens, and specifically I like the Note series with its pen. I love to draw, I love to cut out things out of the browser, so that's just my personal preference. But before you even click this video, you probably said to yourself, I already know which one I like, I just want to see what this take is on Android versus iOS. So which one is your preferred go-to platform? Drop it down below and let's chat about it. Leave your reasons why. If you don't want to leave, don't leave like freaking, text like this long, unless of course you want to. But try to leave like at least 3 reasons why you would go with the Android operating system over iOS, or iOS over the Android operating system. So anyway, this was Nick here, helping to master your technology. If you enjoyed this video, do me a favor, click the like button for me, and I will catch you all in the next one. Be sure to have a great day. I will catch you all in the next one, and I think I said that twice. And peace.